Welcome, ladies. This is the Honorable She, and I am coming to you with a video about pick-me women and the Me Too movement. The first thing I wanted to do was define what a pick-me is. There are pick-me men and there are pick-me women or pick-me chicks. Pick-me chicks are women who beg for the attention, the acceptance, and the approval of men by doing certain things and saying things that they think will please men and make men happy and cause men to pick them as girlfriends, pick them as wives, and think that they're exceptional women and not like, the other women that they are putting down and disparaging. That is why they are called pick-me women, because they want to be picked, and they will do absolutely anything, and they will say absolutely anything in order to be picked by men, in order to get the attention, the acceptance, and the approval of men. And I have been seeing pick-me women all over social media speaking against the Me Too movement. I don't know what their goal is, but it appears that they are trying to get brownie points and cookies and golden stars from men on social media. And I've noticed that many of these women are conservative, religious, and, they are against feminism. And they, I guess, are trying to set themselves apart from women who support the Me Too movement. But what these women fail to realize is that by throwing other women under the bus and by throwing girls under the bus, they're throwing themselves under the bus. Now, the Me Too movement began a while ago, and what it basically is a movement that is seeking to raise awareness of sexual harassment and sexual assault. Many celebrity women have come forward to share their stories of being sexually harassed and sexually assaulted in the workplace, in church, in the streets, and many other environments by predominantly men, mainly by men. This movement is much needed, and you do not have to be a feminist to agree with the validity of it and to agree that it is important for women and girls to come forward and to expose deviant, perverted, and predatory men who sexually harass women and girls in the workplace, in church, in the streets, wherever. Sexual harassment is prevalent. It is widespread in the United States, in the West in general, and definitely in foreign nations like Afghanistan. I think one article said 90-something%, over 90% of women in Afghanistan have been sexually harassed. So for these airheaded women to get on social media and speak against the Me Too movement and claim that the prevalence of sexual harassment is over-exaggerated or overstated or inflated is absolutely despicable and disgusting and traitorous. And the women that are speaking against the Me Too movement, over the course of their lifetime, they will more than likely be sexually harassed themselves and or sexually assaulted. And many of them have been sexually abused when they were children. So you've got some Stockholm syndrome going on when you have women that have been sexually abused when they were children, going on social media and trying to get the attention and the acceptance and approval of men in their social circle by speaking against the Me Too movement. You know, they'll say, oh, it's a feminist agenda, as if that makes the Me Too movement invalid or bad or wrong. Just because something is a part of the feminist agenda, or there are some feminists that support it, that does not mean that it is automatically bad, wrong, or invalid. So the very fact that they're trying to use the phrase feminist agenda in a derogatory way shows they're not very intelligent. Because feminists, there are many things that are a part of the feminist agenda that are valid, that are important, that are meaningful for women and girls. So I just wanted to kind of share my thoughts here about these conservative, highly religious, pick-me women on social media who are trying to get brownie points and cookies and golden stars next to their name from men that don't care about them in the first place. The men in these women's social circles don't care about them. They view them as vaginas. They view them as servants of men. They view them as sex objects. They view them as slaves and lesser beings and second-class citizens. But yet these women think that it makes them special, it makes them exceptional, and it makes them more feminine or more morally virtuous to oppose anything that feminists support. And that makes them ignorant, it makes them idiotic, it makes them pathetic, and it makes them desperate. And it's women like this that make society dangerous for women and girls. They're making society dangerous for themselves. They're making society dangerous for their daughters, for their sisters, for their mothers, by undermining a movement that is seeking to raise awareness of sexual harassment and sexual assault. So that is all I really have to say about that. At the end of the day, after they have spoken against the Me Too movement, the men in their social circle don't care for them anymore, don't love them anymore, don't view them as better women. They'll just click like on their Facebook statuses and keep it moving, and they continue to disrespect women and girls. So at the end of the day, they haven't accomplished anything meaningful. If you are a pick-me woman who goes on social media and speaks against anything, any movement that feminists support, and speak against any cause that is for women's rights and for the well-being of girls, you are despicable, you are disgusting, and you are pathetic, and you are pitiful.